gentleman. He's going to be explaining to us a very interesting topic about money laundering inside the cyber world. And, we'll try to give you a few tips on things that you can do to stay safe as well and protect yourself, and just where the future's going inside of, possibly companies providing better security to fight against these things. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Mohamed Emam.
Hi guys, how are you?
I'm doing excellent.
Thanks,
How about yourself?
thanks for your introduction, and it's great to meet you and to talk with you.
Absolutely. First let me start by saying that how long have you been watching cybersecurity and the breaches inside the systems? How long has this been a problem inside your mind?
Actually, for me, I started this career and began to watch like these things. I can say since 10 years ago.
Okay.
Started in by the end of 2013, and it became like mandatory for each and everyone to know what is kind of this fraud and financial breach and the scandals. And actually, it became a globally scandal. A lot of cases, money laundering and the fraud cases happened in global banks like HSBC, like in US, there is a lot of cases happened for fraud and the money laundering. It became like, as a important matter to know and to understand about it, because at the end we are the victims of like these crimes. You will be affected, and me, I will be affected, and each and everyone who doesn't know, who will be affected by these crimes. Maybe you will not affected in a direct way. You will be affected in an indirect way. It will affect the reputation. It will affect the stables of the currency. It will affect maybe if you have a account in the bank and this bank involved in like these issues, you will be affected also. And you know that now as we are in the edge of the online, all is online transactions and online payment. So
Right.
there is like financial illusion for all of people. All the people now are doing all of their transactions, doing it online. So if you are not aware about these things for online transactions and how you protect yourself from being to fall in any kind of fraud victim, you will
Right.
be. It will affect you.
Right.
Previously, if you can say from 10, 15 years ago, you was just going to the shop and paying, this is $10, paying, paying in cash and something like that. But now, while you are in home, you're just getting your phone, ordering what you want online, whatever it's grocery, it's clothes, it's whatever it is.
Right.
So now, as we increase kind of, the online payments and online transactions, so at least we, as a public people, must be aware and know about these things.
Right. And there's so many different ways for cyber crooks to access your information. I'm not sure if email is one of if one of the ways, me talking about things that we hear in the public, the word that gets around, people say that if you connect to an open Wi-Fi, for instance, that people can access your information in those ways. How likely is that to happen?
Actually, there is a lot of kind of spams and scams which can occur. But the best and the traditional way, even for me, that I am following, even if I connect it to public Wi-Fi or whatever, I'm just, not opening any unknown links that came to me, even through message, through WhatsApp, Messenger, or whatever. If it's not trusted one, and this is I trust this thing, I'm not opening it. So this is like, if it's a simple and a traditional way. Don't open something you don't know.
Right.
Whatever it's wrote in it, don't open it.
Okay. So to get deeper, to kind of dive into to more directive of what your focus is in particular, which is money laundering. For
Exactly.
for those out there who have we're familiar with the term money laundering, but not everyone is familiar with exactly how that works. Can you explain to people how money laundering works, first of all?
Yes. See, if we can say it in a simple way, money laundering, this is process of disclosing proceeds of illegal activity as legitimate funds in order, to conceal their illegal origins. So this is a term going for any kind of money came from any kind of illegal activity. It is not just mandatory drugs or gambling or something like this. Any kind of illegal activities, and you do some kind of activities on this money to pretend and to show it as a legal money. So this is a process which is called money laundering. You are trying to change the type of the money. You are trying to change how it's called. And actually, for
In some places,
it's
sorry, not to cut you off. In some places,
yes.
they call that washing the money.
Yes, why it's called money laundering or washing the money, and why they are using this term. This is, if we go far away in the history, it's something, dramatic, because this term used first time when the mafia in the 40s in US, began to open wash cars, and during this time they opened the wash cars and they began to change the status of the money which came from drugs and came from
Right.
weapons like this. And from this time, they start using the term money laundering, referring to the laundering shops, car laundering and or car wash shops. So that's why they use this term. And from for after that, they started this. This is was the term for use for this expression: money laundering and anti-money laundering.
So it's been a problem for a while now. What is it? What is it that what's the more what's making it so much more noticeable now? Is it becoming more noticeable? I noticed for as a matter of fact, I was reading it 42%. Like cyber crimes in general went up 42% itself. That's just that. So when you talk about organized crime and other different organizations or businesses, for instance, because like you say, legit blue collar business people, money launder. So
Exactly.
has there been an increase in money laundering globally? Because we're talking about globally here now also, right? We're talking about
Exactly.
who can move money internationally, right?
Exactly.
Has there been an increase in that lately?
Okay, but see, Keith, I just want to bring something into consideration, and this is something important, most people not thinking about it. When we are talking about globally and the money laundering and the crimes, so some people thinking this is far away from us, this is related to or the organized crimes, this is related to the mafia like this. That's why, in even in my YouTube channel and in my videos, I insist to talk about individuals, small cases which involved in laundering money. This one in like for example, last video like in the Alpha Pay. This is a website established by one individual in US, and it reached billion of dollars for laundering money. Another case, which is related to the diamond
Yes,
trading.
yes.
This is done by one individual only in Sierra Leone. Exactly. So these things, it's if even it's globally, it can harm and it can be done, by one or two individuals. It's not just like must be organized the crime and
Right,
organized organizations like this. It can be done individually. So this is why the awareness and we must be aware about these things.
right.
Because if there is nowadays a lot of strict laws and a lot of strict regulations that even individuals must follow. Because if you found that anyone found that he's suspected to be uh, involved in any kind of like these illegal activities, there is a lot of penalties and fines and imprisonment years they will face. And you cannot say at the end, I don't know.
Yeah. Of course, right. So what are some of the ways that you guys are coming up to combat cyber crimes, and some of the ways that you suggest that people look out for those, or
Yes,
with the laundering in regard to laundering.
actually, I can say that all of us are responsible for like these things. You know, how we are responsible? We are responsible by following the laws and the regulations.
Yeah,
What is the meaning following laws and the regulations? This is, it's not differ from country to another. This is basics all people in all over the world, are following. And this is why I have some colleagues in US. They are following the same regulations that another colleagues for me in Canada following the same regulations in Germany, in Egypt, in Dubai, in South Africa, in India. For all these countries and all these connected countries, there is strict and one regulations we are following. These regulations, it differ for sure from types of organizations and the types of companies, and also differ for individuals,
right.
because like brokers, real estate brokers, like watch shops and diamond shops and jewelry shops. All of this run by individuals, even for media and for football players. All of this is, a huge base. Exactly. So what we need to know is, first of all, for example, you having your shop, someone coming to buy something from you. So for sure you have like strict regulations that the cash threshold for this transaction is like that. Above that, the transaction have to be done through his bank account, through his using his credit or debit card like this, and to be sure that this card belong to him, belong to his wife, to like his family, and so on. So you are just doing simple due diligence, simple knowing with whom you are dealing.
You know, I'm glad you bring that up, because here's a question, and this is where this breaks it down for the little guy. Like,
Yes.
let's talk about the people who accidentally get into this situation. I don't know if there is a way to do that. Like you say earlier, you have people who know what they're doing. Like, and I guess, okay, is laundering abroad? Is there a way to make it an accident? Is there a way to have an accident when laundering? Is it, I don't know. Is it possible to, yeah, I know that's a tough one, because listen, you know, I'm trying to give an example of, like, let's say people know there's really no way. There's no way to not know. If this is what you're making money for, and because I'm trying to get the definition correct. If this is what you're making money for, so it's basically making money for one thing, but saying that it's making money for something else.
Yes, but see, I will tell you like a funny case which happened 10 years ago in Germany.
Uh-huh.
Because some people thinking that, as I said in the beginning, some people thinking that money laundering, this is related to, must to be related to drugs, to weapons, to like this. No,
Right,
absolutely
makes
not.
the clean, dirty money. That's mostly what we think about.
Exactly. There is two young guys get like stolen CDs from a market, and after they stole these CDs, they sell it, and they get the money which they gain from these stolen CDs, and begin to do a process for money laundering on these CDs to show that the money came from legal activity, not illegal activity.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is called money laundering because they are trying to change the status of the money.
Investing it. Investing it left to okay. Okay. I get it. All right. So with speaking of diamonds, because listen, diamonds is a big deal. Like, your video about that, videos, I want to, afterwards we'll make sure that we put the links down at the bottom for everybody to go check out all the links. Diamonds are always an exciting topic. Okay.
Yes,
Beauty, money, scandal, it's all in diamonds, right? And
yes,
so So now this takes us to the subject of laundering. Is that why it seems like that is a business for people who want to launder large amounts to be able to go into diamonds and laundering money through that system?
Yes, 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 sure. Why? Because diamond, it can be considered like a very big investment for large amounts of money. You can get of million of dollars in a small box. you know so
Yeah,
instead of getting
care.
exactly, you can get it all in a small box. And now the things for diamonds, there is yes, there is strict regulations for the certificates of the diamonds, and from
Right.
where and the origin and from where it came. But sometimes there is some kind of manipulation from the shops and the dealers regarding this diamond to trying to changing the origin of these diamonds.
Right.
So what by selling and reselling these diamonds, you are making like layers and layers for these diamonds. This is the concept, that you are making layers of transactions. That you have the illegal money, so you purchase a diamond, then you sell it again, then you purchase another diamond, then you sell it again, and so
Recycle.
on. Yes, exactly. You make it like 5 6 times. Then during these layering stages, the origin and the source of the funds will disappear. It will show like this money came from diamond business only.
Right, right. When the money comes from, and the thing is too, a lot of this money that's made off diamonds are earned in diamond mines for a little bit of money, you know, and in these
Exactly.
in these in these places. So to think about the harm that's done physically to so many people, um, and then the money that's made off of that. What are some of the, if you can speak about it, what are some of the parts of, well, okay, but then is that a big deal in America?
Yeah, yeah, because I will tell you something. In US, most of the regulations issued from there, because it's a very open market for all kind of trades. This is for legal trades, but because this is an open market and there is a lot of and thousands, millions of transactions daily basis, so
Yeah,
for sure some people will think in another way, trying to get a quick profit and the quick money. But at the end, I have to tell you, and as you see in all of these videos, every and each one trying to do like this kind of activity, he will success in the first time, second time, third time, but in fourth time he will fall down and they will catch him, you know because as you see, a lot they caught them. They think in the beginning they cannot, no one can get them, but at the
but
end all of them fall down.
so I want to, without holding you too long, I want to get deep, but I don't want you to give away,
Mm.
the format. But are there operations to find these type of people? Like how, because is it difficult to look at a business that just looks like you're looking at a wall and it looks like what it is? Like how do you see through that? Like how?
Okay, how you can see that this business looking legal or legal? This is not, it's for anti-money laundering. The process of identifying this, it's this process, it's not a one-man job or one organization job. This is a lot of a lot of people, a lot of steps, and there is several cycles to reach this one. It's like it is not my job only, or it is not your job only to get like this company or this business is involved in like this transaction. There is a lot of red flags, a lot of indicators, and this is the point why I mentioned each and every video. What are the indicators that came to get this one? What are the indicators, and
Right.
who catch it? As I said, each one have to do his role.
Right. I
Yes,
guess one and I guess within a circle or a ring of people, I guess one would kind of lead to the other and so on and so on in a situation like that almost.
No, it's a step leading to another step. I will give you a small example, like now, and I will begin it with a supermarket or a grocery shop, small shop,
Right.
that someone, the salesman in the shop, he found someone like purchasing a lot of products and a lot of goods, and he's sure that this type of goods, it's above the customer liabilities and the customer ability to purchase. That, for example, this customer profile is going to buy in from 3 to 4 thousand, like that. So, and he found that this one buy like 40,000 or 50,000. So this kind of transaction is above his limit. So
You
he
know,
just, he just suspect this customer. So what he is doing, he is raising this suspicious to the above level. Above level will investigate, found from where this money came. So it will be raised to the upper level. Upper level began to see, to connect that this one with this one with this one. So the upper level will connect the group. Then it will be raised to the higher, and so on, till you gather all the informations and from the suspected people, or to identify the type of the crime which occurred.
right.
So it began. This is when we began it for a small shop like this, and you can apply this sample for all other businesses.
Right. When you speak about America, Canada, and other countries, do you guys organizations come together? You all work together to find out who's, moving money around international banks and things like that.
Something that people doesn't know, that there is like global organizations organize these things, which is we have like the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force. This is the upper organization in all the world which regulate the money laundering and financing terrorism. Okay,
On a
this
worldly level.
FATF, yes, this is globally level. This FATF and these organizations, it's monitor and test
Right.
each country level, how it is. And for each country, there is like in US, there is the Bank Secrecy Act, there is the US Patriot Act. Like this, there is organizations in US. These organizations on the country level organize and regulate this type of process. And then you will go down for each kind of business, there is some kind of regulation. So globally, yes, there is one or two organization which is regulate all of these things globally. And then when you go to each country, there is several type of organizations like this.
Right. And to echo what he said, what you're talking about, even when even when you Western Union, and this is for people who have relatives in other countries and different things,
Yes.
right? Even when you Western Union, they watch,
Yeah.
eventually the amount of money you send or how many
Yeah.
times you send it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah. I dealt closely with these people in Western Union and know how they are working in their monitoring. You will think that even if you change the shop and you stop doing from this shop and you go to another one, no one will notice what you are doing. No, all of these transactions, everything come at the end in one basket, so they can watch all whatever you did, to whom you send, and even not only to whom you send. For if you are in US and sending to your friend in UK, so they are getting your friend in UK and see also from whom he receives his transfers, to see if he connected to other one or no. So this
right.
is done for each and every one.
And that's something to be careful about too for the innocent bystanders. Um, because listen, this even boils down to online dating and things,
Mm.
because or just online social, social people being social, because you can meet somebody online who lives way
Yes,
somewhere else. You have no idea what they're into. You
exactly.
may you may trust these people and they're sending you money, or you may start to do business with these people or something of the sort. Come and find out you're you're circulating a situation.
Yes.
So it's important also, like you spoke about, it's important for people to know what they're doing. you know,
exactly.
right,
And not know they're doing, know with whom they are dealing, you know. Uh, there is something we are always saying, always strict on it, that your personal details is your personal details. That's why it's called personal. Don't give it to anyone. It's yours only,
right.
you
So
know?
let me ask this again for
Yeah.
the little guy out here, you know, because
Mm.
ultimately, as well as learning these things, we want to show people how to be progressive, how they can, you know, make a life. Because listen, there's nothing wrong with global networking. There's nothing wrong with doing business and even financial business around the world because you have import, export. It's just important to know the rules of the game, to know what you're allowed to do and what's okay to do. So let me ask you this question for the small guy. Okay.
Yeah.
What if you work for that money, you got it legal. It's
Yes.
hard-earned money. You want to,
Yes.
and now you want to invest it into whatever your business is. That's not the same as money laundering? That's
No, this is money you have, but what is the source of your money? Is this illegal
job,
or
regular job. Like you work a 9 to 5, illegal.
yes? And it came from a legal job. It's okay. So, and you want to invest in a side business.
Right.
No, nothing in that. You can do it. And when you are doing like this, for example, when you got your money from your online business and your side business, and you want to invest it in another job, and this is all in legal umbrella at the end. So even when bank or someone asking you what is the source of your fund, you can give proofs that I get it. I am giving online courses. You have a proof. But
Okay.
if you have a proof at the end.
Okay. It's okay to do it. That's what I was asking because I wanted for the people to
Yes,
understand. You know, is it okay if you're making legal money as long as it's legal money, it's working money? Can you invest it in that way and you can prove where it comes from? That makes sense as long as you're not lying on your paper.
exactly. The most important is the source of fund.
Okay.
You know, because if the source of fund is coming from a crime, you cannot prove it because it came from a crime,
Yeah. Crime is
whatever the
crime.
crime it is.
Yeah. I was gonna say a crime is a crime. It ain't really no, you know.
Exactly.
So what with your videos, because your videos are interesting. Do you are you the creator? Are you producing and making these videos?
Yes, exactly.
Talented. I want to listen on the video part, on the videographer part, like the voices, like is that you? I don't
No, no, I use the voice
but you
over, yes, to make the spelling and even the tone is the same. I tried previously to make it my voice, you know, but while you are talking, you can just take a breath and or the sound is not good or someone, you know, these videos not targeted for a specific person. I have my friends in India watching it, and my friends in US watching, and my friends in UK watching. So all are speaking English, but Indian English differs than UK, differs than US. You know, so I try to make it all neutral sound. So this can understand, this can understand, this can understand.
right. To move on, because I know we talked earlier, you said you know you had to go in a bit, but what are some of the organizations that if you can speak about that you work alongside of? Um, I know AI, okay, which is that's artificial stands for artificial intelligence.
Yes. You see, I beside
Eh,
my work, I working for another an organization in UK which is KYC lookup. This is for giving online training and also compliance AI for this is dedicated for giving the nowadays and the artificial intelligence now and the defect. So the compliance and all of these matters have to be also growing up for this business. The meaning, what is the meaning of growing up? Previously we are using like all tools for identification and for managing our business. But nowadays, as artificial intelligence now in all in our days, so also the business have to grow up like this one. That's why we are dedicated about the AI for the compliance. AI for compliance in all of the matters related to fraud, to money laundering, and like these things. We are the main concept for us to keep all the normal people educated about these matters. It's for first thing, it's for normal people. Second, for specialized professionals, they can understand it. But the main thing, as I mentioned, this is anyone who watches the video and doesn't know what is the meaning of fraud or money laundering. So he began to understand. And this is not academic videos. This is a case study. And all of them are recent case study. I remember in a video for 2 weeks ago, I bring a case done in January 2023, just 4 weeks ago, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Listen,
that.
so I'll be listening to your dates on there. When I'm watching your videos, I'm like, okay, when did that? Because they're exciting videos. They're exciting. Like some of these videos you watch, some people get boring, but yours are intense. So go on. The one that happened, I didn't see that one. Have you posted that one?
You want you mean the dates of the videos or what?
The one that you said that you were just saying it just happened.
Yes, I remember this video. It's the first scandal done in 2023 related to money laundering. I will give you the details for this video.
Okay. It's not out yet. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's it's yes, it's uncovering the 2023 baby scandal. This is a scandal done in Venezuela in January 2023, just 1 month ago.
Hey, listen, when you get ready to drop that, I know you can't go much into it now, but when you get ready
Yes,
to drop that, I need you to come back on. Come
here,
back on.
here, it's in front of me. This one, I can drop to you the link for that video. You can see it.
Wait, where'd you say? Where was this at? Venezuela?
Yes, it's I released it in 31 of Jan 2023. I released this
Okay.
video.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I want to see that.
This
Um,
yes. So as you see, this is new cases and new scandals done even 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. It's all new, and this is the normal and public people doesn't know about it. They doesn't
right.
know that they think that these things are from past and nothing happened and so on. No, it's till now it's happening, and we have at least even if you don't have the power to stop these things, but at least you have to watch to know, to understand, to know how it's going around you. This is what you are required to.
I agree. I agree. And that's one of the things that I'm glad that you and I get together on this platform and talk to people about, because these are issues. I hear so many people that they don't pay attention to the issues, they're not watching the news. And then when things happen, like I don't know if well, Bank of America the other day, I can talk about it because it was on the news, it was whatever. I don't know if you heard if
Yeah.
you heard it. Did you hear about Bank of America and all the money?
Yeah, sure.
Right. And you're right. Okay. And this is to let you know that he keeps up with these things, people. So, for him to know that, but yeah. And I still didn't, I don't know if they found out what happened with that or, you know, like, did those people's money just go away and never come back? And I didn't
You
follow that.
know, no, there is, these banks, there is a lot of scandals, money scandals, which occurred. And it's not only Bank of America, it's Bank of America and the HSBC also, you know.
See,
Uh, yes, and these banks, find with around billions of dollars for like these things because they have gaps in their control system. But at the end, see, even big banks are involved in such cases like that. So So we at least we have to know what is going on, what is happening around.
Wow, that's a whole nother day. You know what? That's true. Wow. Yeah, because even banks, you got, inside jobs at banks where people, because as a matter of fact, in a lot of these cases, the bank people are necessary, you know. So I guess to because they know. So what is it? Which brings me this. What is the deal with holding these companies accountable? Um,
Mm.
because like are they considered laundering too, or is it just the person? Because like in a situation of a bank, you got a bank where you might have a guy, a person who does criminal activities, and then they come and the bank knows that. So
Yes.
is the bank held accountable as well?
Yes, the bank is accountable about these things because there must be a strong control system inside the bank which must prevent like these cases, you know. From here coming the responsibility of the bank. So why you didn't put the control for that?
Right, and check the proper credentials and things like that. Right.
And one another thing and one most important thing that you know this is now is the way for people for laundering the money is the shell companies. You know what is that you establish a company, and this is I found it in a case in Miami in 2017 that you know company two companies together establish another company, and this another company going in accusation for a third company, and this third company go and buy 60% of the stocks of the first company. You know, complex transactions, complex structure, and at the end you will not be able to identify which company owning the other company and like that. And at the end, these companies go to the bank trying to do transactions, so to hide the their illegal money.
Wow. So we can look forward to more videos in the future and just different topics from you. Yeah, honestly, it almost looks like you could have a series here. A little mini series.
I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to do it, and I'm just not taking the topic as talking about it like that. I want to get this topic with a real case, and this real case is to be a recent case, not an old case like that. As I
Right.
said, you trying to bring all real. This is takes you know a lot of time in researching and going for, and I want to add the sources for these cases when it's done, and sometimes I'm adding with whom it was found and with whom it was investigated, you know,
Wow.
to give some kind of reality to the case, dates and names like that, so people will know and people will understand it.
I tell you, you're bringing it to the people, and it's different. You're telling stories that are not heard about all the time.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's interesting because it's just inside our banking system, and everybody talks about cyber crimes, but people in identity theft, but people don't really touch on you know the dark, the dark system.
Yes.
Um, you do you so have you ever like do you get to work on any of these cases yourself, or do you go, you know,
No, actually, no. Most of them are, you know, global cases, which is done. I mean, like these cases, 60% of these cases done by the FBI. So, and at the end they publish it. So, you know, I'm getting it. It's global
your
cases.
research? Right.
Yes,
So your
yes.
research. Wow. All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna continue posting. I'd love to have you back on the show. Come back.
Um,
Keep, from where you are, where you right at right now for the people out there.
sorry.
So where are you? Where are you located?
Now I'm based. Now I'm in Cairo. Previously in Dubai and the Kuwait.
Right.
So you know, traveling from country to another according to the business needs.
And that's what I say too. And I ask that question for the people so that so that the people understand that the purpose that one of the purposes that we serve is to get the message out globally, where the GN network stands, because if like Muhammad bringing us, this information is right at our back door, and he's all the way in Cairo,
Exactly.
and yeah, I want to go with him and stress the importance of keeping up with the things that are happening, the things that are going on around you, because like he said, they do affect you. They really affect you. I
Yes.
say that all the time, and it's like people are like, okay, Keith, you're just, but they really do. And so that's why I wanted to get you on to the show and to be able to discuss the importance of that. And I hope that we can keep sharing these things enough to scare the people into the reality.
Sure, all of people must go and understand and know what is going on. Knowing is, is an endless journey, and it will not harm you that if you know, but it will harm you if you don't know.
If you don't know, exactly. And that's why I like to ask
You
those
know,
questions, for those you know, who want to understand. So, uh, how can people? Well, I guess there's no protecting yourself. Just don't do wrong. Know who you're talking to. Don't get money laundered through your bank account accidentally. And
yeah, this is the point, and this is the main point that it will get us to the previous sentence that it will harm you if you don't know. Because now you are not aware about what is going around you, but when you watch this video and that video and watch like a series knowing how it's going, at the end you will get in your mind like a full story for how it's going. Then when
right,
you in your daily life and the daily work you found something like that, then you will remember, there is a previous case I watched about it, it's something
right,
like that. So
right,
it will light your mind for like these things. This is the thing that you can protect yourself.
right. Sounds good. I'm gonna post another one of your videos tonight. I just keep putting them up. I watch. I get lost watching one of my shows. Your
uh,
video is actually one of my shows now. It's like what did I watch? So, listen, everybody, Mohamed Emam talking to us all the way from Cairo. Listen, we appreciate you.
yeah, me too. Okay.
And we love what you do. It's been amazing. Hey, listen, have some.